'Tis the season of relentless online gift guides, pressure to buy early because tariffs and shipping delays, and the resulting anxiety, stress, and debt. I feel like gift guides were popping up in July this year. I can't. In the early 2000s, I decided the commercialism of the holidays was not serving me, so I set a boundary with my entire family. I wasn't the boundary lady back then, so I didn't finesse it, I would say. I just sort of dropped it in people's laps after Thanksgiving dinner. I was like, hey, I've decided that I don't want to exchange gifts anymore, so don't buy me anything for Christmas, and I'm not buying you anything either. You can imagine how well that went over. My parents were confused and thought I was being super grinchy, which is not necessarily off-brand for me. I don't love Christmas in general, but half of that is because gifting is stressful as my sister just thought I was being selfish. And you know what? It was selfish. Every holiday season, I spent my precious free time running all over town or the internet, trying to find something for people who already have everything they need. And I knew there was a great chance that whatever I bought would end up shoved in a drawer or collecting dust in a closet. It was stressful. It was time consuming. It was energetically expensive, not to mention the financial hit my credit cards took each year. This was the early 2000s. I was living paycheck to paycheck and was literally going into debt to satisfy Christmas consumerism. That's wild. In exchange, I also ended up with a pile of gifts that cost other people time, money, and stress that I didn't need or often didn't want either. So I drew a line in the sand and I have never looked back. Time out. Here's where I remind you that you can handle gifting any way you want. This is a video about going no gift, but there are infinite possibilities between all the gifts for everyone and no gifts for anyone. Before you go into any of these conversations, consider the time, energy expenditure, and budget that would feel good for you this year. Your options are endless, and there is no one right way to pare down your holiday gift-giving practices. If you want other ideas or specific scripts for those scenarios too, drop your request in comments. But this video is about going no gift, neither giving nor receiving gifts this holiday season. If you're watching this thinking, but I like gifting, or gifting is my love language, I'm going to excuse you now. This video is not for you. I'm not trying to convince anyone to stop buying gifts. I am talking to people who want off the gift train, at least in some capacity. Okay, so after I shared my news, people had a lot of questions. Won't you feel left out? No, not even a little. What if I want to get you something? I'm asking you not to. What will you do while the rest of us open presents? Watch happily from my cozy spot on the couch? I explained that gifting was the one factor that was single-handedly making the holidays not fun for me, and that I wasn't going to subject myself to that any longer. Before we moved on, I said it again. No gifts this year, please. That first year was rough. A few people showed up with gifts for me anyway, probably because there is a terribly damaging story told by the patriarchy that a woman often means something different than what she says, but that's a whole nother video. A few people didn't give me anything but made a point of it, like, here you go, Christmas with no presents, just like you asked. I guess they were expecting disappointment or anger. Instead, I was thrilled that they actually listened. By the following year, or maybe the year after that, no gifts with Melissa was easy. Family still did the whole present ritual, and it made me happy to watch them. I didn't feel left out in the least. Christmas Day had so much chill. It was just me and a mug of tea sitting on the couch, listening to Christmas music and taking in all the fun. After going no gift, I enjoyed Christmas 72% more. I still went to the parties. I still baked the cookies. I decorated the tree. I used my weekends to get outside and travel and see friends instead of battling shoppers in the mall. Christmas became a week of relaxation. It made me more grateful for the things I already had. And in truth, I liked giving a quiet middle finger to capitalism and overconsumption. So here's where we get to my how-to and my step-by-step guide. First, give yourself plenty of time to have these conversations. People start shopping early, so have the conversation as early as you can. Pick a time when people are relaxed and feeling conversational. Thanksgiving could be a good opportunity, but maybe wait until after dinner just in case it doesn't go over well. You can also call people or email them or text them, however your family communicates. This can be a good strategy because it gives them time to process your request, which really means talk about you behind your back. Second, be direct and also kind. If you make this wishy-washy, you'll end up with a hot mess on Christmas morning. I'm going to do Christmas differently this year. I'm not going to exchange gifts with anyone. I'm not buying presents, and I'm asking you not to get me one either. Normally, this is where I would say you don't have to explain or justify your boundary. However, if this is a wild shift for your family dynamic, you could share something personal but general. Say something like, I want to see what Christmas feels like if I focus on the things I already have. The idea already makes me feel more excited and less stressed. Be careful when explaining, however, as this can definitely backfire. Sometimes your excuse looks a lot like a problem they could solve, and I'll give you an example. Saying, money is tight this year, presents a problem for people to fix, as in, oh, we'll just institute a $20 gift limit then. And also, what about next year when your new job is going well and you're making more money? That's not going to work. This same rationale goes for concerns about storage space, where they say, oh, we'll just buy you small things this year. If you cite a lack of time for your reason not wanting to gift, people will say, oh, just buy everything online. Don't even worry about wrapping it. This is about so much more than just one specific concern, so keep your reasoning big picture. Also, pro tip, please don't go off on a tirade about how we've allowed late-stage capitalism to convince us that affection is measured by the number of dollars we funnel into billion-dollar corporations exploiting seasonal nostalgia, even if you do feel like that. You don't want to participate, but you shouldn't be judgmental of those who want to exchange presents. Keep your reasons general, keep them personal, and focus on the positives. So now you've dropped this conversation right in your family's lap. What happens next? The first thing I'll tell you is don't brace for impact. Keep an open mind. You never know, your family might just say, oh, okay, thanks for telling us. That's one fewer person on the list. Other people might even join you. You may not be the only one in your family who's excited at the idea of simplifying Christmas. And also, sure, they might not like it. So you should be prepared for that too, just in case. Here are the most common unhappy responses. People call you Grinch, or Scrooge, or selfish, or woke. People already bought you gifts. What are they supposed to do with them? So you're canceling Christmas? This is ridiculous. I'm getting you something anyway. You know your family best, so imagine the responses you might get and make a plan for them. I'll help you with specific scripts that are on my website. Check the link in the caption for that bonus content. Also, please remember that people get to feel however they want to feel about your gifting policy. They can be upset, they can be unhappy, they can be disappointed. That is not your responsibility, and it's not yours to carry. You deserve to have happy, relaxed, peaceful holidays too. Boundaries don't say only me, they say me too. If your holidays have been miserable because you're meeting everyone else's expectations, I am giving you permission to drop that right now. So you've had the conversation, you've navigated the pushback, and the only thing left is to hold your boundary. Do not show up at Christmas with gifts just in case. Do not allow Aunt Rose to pressure you into opening and fawning over the thing she bought for you, even though you asked her specifically not to. In other words, do not cave. You have to mean what you say or don't bother saying it at all. Of course, you can do other things here. Show up with a nice bottle of wine to share or a plate of homemade cookies. Bring a photo album from your last vacation to pass around or make a Christmas Spotify mix. It's something the whole family can enjoy and something that allows you to participate in a way that feels good. Like if you don't want to make cookies, don't make cookies, right? But if the idea of baking or mixing or cooking feels like fun, that's something you can add to the celebration. And if people do show up with a gift for you anyway, I've got you covered there too. I've been talking about boundaries for over a decade, both through my work with Whole30 and in preparation for writing the book of boundaries. The hardest part for most people is knowing exactly what to say. So I'll give you specific scripts using my green, yellow, red boundary framework for going no gift, dealing with pushback, and holding that limit on Christmas Day. Check the link in my caption and head over to my newsletter, XOMU. Also, you might want to order the Book of Boundaries before the holidays so you'll know how to respond to some of the holidays' greatest hits, like, "We expect you here on Christmas morning." "When are you having a baby?" And "Are you going to eat all of that?" Do you have a holiday boundary you need help with? Drop it in the comments and I'll share my script. If you like this video, and why would you not, unless you're an angry Nana, like, subscribe, and share. This is a new channel, but I have lots of ideas, and my husband has a really nice cinema camera, so stay tuned.